Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
If weekly hours is greater than 12, since you name it and some 16, this, if you would not add this calculation, was that it would work. Nice, 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 nice. Why did you put every in the same time? That's the wrong spot. This should be 23. I was like, since it was working, I didn't bother. But we have math calculations working simultaneously together now, then it would crack up. I don't want you to like this would actually create confusion. As a consultant, the role is always being on the top notch part and differentiating because whatever, like you left the company. Or if somebody is actually, I know you would say, what mess that previous consultant. In terms of neat work, we ever try to tell you that? Do? Alright. Alright. Let's do a note before, and then there is another calculation to give that. Which one if you are on call standby and you are on shift. It's the first and second one. If you're on call standby and you are on the third shift, then you get some hours, then you get a flat amount. No, sorry, you get some hours. Some hours. Oh, was that working? It was working. This took a lot of time. I had to tag them, tags and then nice, nice, nice. Here, what you have could have done. This is one approach that is good. I appreciate that. There is another approach which I could have done is over here in the time calculation day. Right over here. I should have played with involving anything. Which entry they're doing on call? No. On. On call stand. On call, one word. On call is a one word, yes. Generally, I try to be consistent, but I don't know what happens here. Those two, are they an and or? No, I'm just no, they are all. They are. I'm just adding I. Work. Which one did you use? Work. Work. Report. Report. Correct. No. This is another way of like making it like from C. RI. Whatever I added this. That would also work. Let's do another exercise. It's about if a person has, this is about scrutiny. If a person has come to the office late, then there is a flag would generate on the timesheet. And if he has left the office early, then another flag should check on the time card. What we are comparing? We are looking at a schedule, shift scheduling them, and all of them. And if he enters the office late, then boom, late checking. He leaves early, boom, early checkout. And this is a practical kind of a solution. And it happens with the organization where there's a time, like in all the industry, like there are penalization like 1, 2, 3 times. You're doing third time or fourth time you do it, then your half day, something that happens. Maybe it's on Indian companies. They do that. The portion gets penalized. Right? This is a practical kind of a solution. Right? How do you think that we can solution, like think about it? Do we have a like schedule end time and schedule out time? From where we can find out? Well, the schedule times would be fetched up from workers' functional calendar. Let's take this employee to player weight. And there we go to view schedule for workers. They will be able to see the schedule in time and out time. You can see that from this. Alright, 8 am to the schedule in time. Now let's create a calculation. Create a calibration. Select shift on this. There are a lot of options where which we can do it. What if the option is to damp shift? A second option is to indulge in two calculations. One is your time, your conditional calculation. And from that time low condition calculation, we would go ahead and select time block, create calculation. Alright, there are lots of measures which we can do it. Let's go on the time shift calculation. What time do you? Also we can do it like in time day. Let's select. Let's check on one cal field first. First check in. What does this mean? Like time in hours between first scheduled in time for the next day and the first reported in time for the day. Right? This is basically what defines the difference between the schedule in day for this day and the next day. Alright, we would also use some similar kind of a thing. Maybe just schedule in time for the calculated day. We will use calendar day. We can use this time between the schedule and actually in time for a calendar day. That's a good function. We can make a little bit between actually in game for the day and calculated today. Or like extra validation and extra security. This is scheduled time day. We are saying, even if it's a minute late, then we can do major scrutiny. But this is the scrutiny level. We can do that through one more calculation. Schedule checking and difference calculation. We'll do that also. Let's go to their white. Let's enter the frame. Let's see. Our calculation hasn't triggered here. What is the scheduled time on this day? On 9 to 5. That's something I created. I should have removed it. No problem. Let's see. Our calculation hasn't triggered yet. We'll see what are the things causing issues. Alright. First of all, calculation is first out. That is a calculation that we have created. Let's see what is going on. What I'll do is see right now my calculation has taken. Maybe the priority is not working. I'll change the priority. I'll go ahead again and edit the calculation from the calculation. Let's see. Again, my calculation hasn't triggered. It means something is very fishy. Now what I'll do? This would trigger that if my calculation isn't correct or not. What we'll do? We'll go and see our calculation. Go to the calculation. See this. Eat this. Add time between schedule A. See, now it has come. What change did they make? I did. I actually make. I think maybe the calculation true and false condition was getting negative false. This would just take the step that I took. Like first, I checked on one point. If it is not coming, then second point, then what I did time between scheduled in time and actual intent. I made it, that is 0. If you want to make it for an hour, one hour is. Alright. If it's getting more than an hour, then we will do that. What I will do again, entry code. I'll make it 9:30. As you can see, it did not trigger. The reason behind is 30 minutes. The scheduled time for that day is basically from 9. Correct. Well, again this. Make it 10 greater than 1. 1 would also not work. You can do one thing you can do for early checkout. Similar kind of a failure you will use, but scheduled out time in actual out time. You will get. And the same calculation, we can use the same calculation. Just see if you can get schedule of thing and actual out time. You need to have the difference. This is one part. Alright. In terms of the calculation, let us revolve around a little bit more on this. And after that, I'll start taking out due to a journey of attestation. Alright. But do you have any idea before? What is attestation? Yes, I have idea. We're like in Chronos or in Workday? In Chronos. How Chronos work? It's basically the same thing. If you don't get a meal, you work 5 hours, and you don't get a meal, you get a meal penalty. And then, if you work more than 10 hours, you got your first. That is the California meal rule. But how it get configured? Like if there's a waiver, how? If you can have like a system like in Chronos, does that happen like in a waiver, or you get a prompt for clocking in 6 hours and talking out, and there would be a problem coming up. Hey, have you taken meal or not? These kind of prompts come. It's basically comments get added that on time or late meal. And then those prompts, basically, then the user is prompted that I was not given an opportunity or my manager asked me to come early. In Chronos, everything it takes care of everything like all these conditions. In Chronos, we have for California, Colorado, Oregon, and Washington. Right now, you're working in Chronos itself, or you have transitioned to Workday. I'm working in Chronos. I'm going to still be primary in Chronos. And what? I'm primary in Chronos and I'm going to continue in Chronos. Workday. Alright? It got. Which organization you were working right now? I work for Cox Enterprises. Cox Enterprise. What did it does? They are basically they're in a service providers here in the telecommunication, and then they're an automated box, automotive box media group. They have a TV channels. They have radios. They have newspapers, and then they're called numerated in this. Alright. Similar kind of a setup is in both. You configured first mean prompt. You said we're going to do something else. It has already there on a half meal break. Set ruler first, create me big set to everything. It is there. In your in, what is that you know? Previously it was not there the way you were saying. We used to have custom work tag. Custom domains needs to be activated. And then we used to have that tag like wave meal or not. And based on that, the meal penalty gets calculated. Like that. We will do that. This is one scenario that I can tell you. I still want to recall one of my configuration. One more task I want to give you. In this on-call hours, if the meal difference and all call hours, we do have me. Let me see. On call, on call, on call, on call, on call. Then what do you mean? If the meal this is complicated. Your meal difference. And after that your check in difference. If it is not more than 30 minutes, then you will get a premium break. Add-on advantage. Premium break what? I don't know. Advantage. A new tag would be a block, would change premium break. That is extra money. What would be the condition? Like they come back at 2:29, then they get that for. For example, right now I go to, and if I come back again and time is on, call 2:29. Alright? It's not 30 minutes. Then I'll get me break. A premium break. If it is more than 30, then boom. No? Alright. Think about it. And it's one of the calculations which we have used. Correct. You just need to go through it. How you like and you it is not like. It is not important that you complete it today. Alright? By tomorrow you can do it, or by last Thursday or Thursday. I don't remember. Wednesday. It would be before that. You need to just think about it. How you would configure. Alright? This is really complex. Alright. Now do you know the state time card is very important and people do. You misuse this time card. A lot of times. Now, for example, some people have entered on call, but the thing is that they have not provided justification of doing on call. What they have done. Then I need an error to be popping out on the window the moment they enter this. This is basically a validation. We need to create a validation for this. Alright. Oh, good. In order to conduct that, we have done with a time block conditional calculation. Calculate time block. Create calculation. You have any confusion with this and the call fields? No, I don't have. This is a basic way to start it. But you should go ahead. We got this requirement and the simplest way it's doing is maintain time entry validation. Click on this report and there would be a lot of validation which is coming up. Boom, 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 boom. You didn't mean there's already meal. We have not indicated over here. Alright, you can do. Let's see that you can also look into this thing. This is that California meal penalty without attestation. Attestation, was an add-on or configuration, which came later. But before that, how we used to do in Workday, there's like critical error generating, and everything would help us to employ to take the meal. We were a big time for it. A diameter validation set of two types. One is your critical boom red, and second is your warning, which is now great. All. In previous time, what we used to have one is your red alert, which means like boom, we're not able to go ahead further. The second alert, which is a yellow, like it's a caution like caution. If you could, you can still proceed ahead, but it's a caution. Yellow alert. That is basically a warning. Critical is red and warning is red. We do configure it through business process, but being time entry is very exclusive. They have two categories that they have given. One is your critical and warning. Alright? We want to have a red alert whenever a worker is going beyond 6 hours. Alright. And the entry is, the comments are empty. Like this, for example, let's go to bear weight. Now what we can do over here, let's clear it first. Right? Whenever a person is entering on call, I need a comment over here. If the hours are going beyond 6 seconds, I'll go over here. When the time entry, I'll create a new validation. The best way to do it in order to first in time entry validation. First, we identify the population for which population we are creating. I personally believe that the population in order to target the population is best way is to time entry template. First, what I'll do, where is my validation? Is time entry validation. Time entry template. The first phase to population categorizing is to time entry template. I found the time entry template. I'll use your template. I have identified like this is the population which is an on-call population. And they shouldn't go beyond 6 hours. On-call hours is greater than 6. Comments. I'll add the comments. Even comment. See comment on inter-business process to bar. Into the little worker. Is empty. Now let's work on the on-call hours. But here we'll have to create a call field. Greet, call fee. Save time. Who falls? Get another. I'll fit. Calculation. In the selection list, and we'll select AK Ank. Oh, calculated. Calculated. Co- And then this will automatically pull this kind of calculators. Will because this is time interval addition, everything which is associated time entries. This would pick it up. I'll go ahead. Click. What it is saying that basically if somebody is entering more than 6 hours, then this validation should trigger. I'm adding. This should have not triggered. Correct. It should have triggered. Correct. You're correct. Again, let's enter. If it is not triggered, let's see why it is not. Let's first see over here. If I do this, I got an error. Here it is saying a K on colors greater than 6. It's fine. But my condition was that if the comment is empty. Alright, first, let me first make this validation little fancy and glamorous by adding away. Message that you have entered more than 6 hours. Hours of on call, and hence you need to provide the justification. Now again, let's go to this. Now I had got comment over here. I selected a log. I selected a wrong, one is blank. Now I'll check on this time block. The moment we enter the time, we get the time block. I entered again. On. Again I didn't get this. Now again let's do it. Well, we have not got the validation. I'll again edit it. I'll add one more thing over here. Let me just want to read it. This is how, like everybody does, like they make mistake. Nobody had like rekindle break. Fix comes every day. You work, you see the break fix, and you keep on learning on that, right? Now I have put an extra condition that the population, the hours are more than 6. Entry code should be a con call, and the comment to the entry code is empty. Alright? Now let's edit, run the calculation, refreshing the timesheet again. Let's see and enter. No again, not come this. This would let my job in danger. Let me read it to you. Oh, see, now it is showing entry. I did. Yes, I'm using. I think these three things are working fine. The thing that did, it did not pick up this. Calculated hours. This is not going on and on with this. Instead of that, what I can do over here? Reported time. The reported quantity. Time entry is greater than 6. Alright, I click. Again, go ahead. And the calculation click. Now, let's see if there has gone or not. No, it has not gone. This is how you can make it. How this system would know that? First, the system will see the population is a key time. Look means Blair. White is the population. What I said, like if the on-call hours are more than 6, on-call hours is getting captured through on-call time entry code correct. Said if the comment's empty, comment is empty. Comment is empty when the reported quantity is 6. Reported like if the internet time on-call is more than 6, then it should error out. This has come up like this. Alright, now, our calculated field did not work in that point of time. If the calculated field are not working at that point of time, you can use these kind of things like a common way of like. There are a lot of ways over here like for this way. Like always, if the entries is done corresponding to the time code, it will be always reported quantity. Alright, now I give you a homework. Alright, if you'll need a call field on this. This homework is like that. If there is more than 5, more than 3 on call, stand by in a week. If you have entered 4th, uncle, stand by for the week. It should not allow you to enter. It should say that you add on-call hours, not on-call standby. If you have entered for 3 on-call standbys for a week, the 4th one shouldn't. If you enter the 4th one, then it should trigger on-call standby. Call field would be based on time. Week CRI, I'm being count. Related instance. I won't relate it. Time week. I think you will be able to crack it now. Alright. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.